Hello and welcome to another video. Let me start this video by telling you that almost everything you know about exercise is wrong. We usually associate exercise with losing weight, for example, but that's a big misconception. In fact, exercise is the least productive way to lose weight. So if you're thinking to lose weight, exercise should be the last on your to-do list, because exercise seems to have completely different effects that we all have thought. In a book called Spark that was published in 2008 by John Ratey, proved that exercise has more effects on your brain than any other parts of your body. Surprised? Even I was when I read the book. Exercise turns to be a secret recipe to boost your motivation, focus, and memory. It's like a magic pill that instantly boosts your brain capabilities. In fact, exercise boosts your mental abilities than any other drug such as Zoloft that has significant impact on your mental abilities. How? Well, before we answer that question, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell besides it to never miss another video. Let's first understand how brain works in the first place. Your brain isn't that fixed organ that cannot be changed. It's an adaptable organ that changes exactly like any other muscle on your body. Like when you lift a weight, for example, you strengthen your arms. The more you use it, the stronger and more flexible it becomes. Unlike your arms muscles, remember that your brain is the most important organ in your body. Everything we do, think, and feel is governed by how our brain cells or neurons connect to one another. And what connects them are neurotransmitters. There are many different kinds of neurotransmitters in your brain, but the ones we'll focus on in this video are dopamine, serotonin, and norepinephrine. I know that it sounds a little more complicated already, but I promise that I will simplify it as much as possible. The first one is dopamine, a neurotransmitter that's responsible for your motivation. It seeks and searches for a reward to keep you motivated. It provides you with the motivation to do things. If you ever wanted to buy something, learn, or win, it's all because of the dopamine. It searches for a potential reward that you might get out of it, which drives you to do that thing so that you can get that reward. In other words, the reason you are unmotivated is because your dopamine level is low. In fact, researchers tried to experiment and turn off the dopamine receptor in the brain of a rat, and the results were astonishing. The rat became so lazy that it chose to starve to death and didn't move to eat the food even when it was in the cage, because it was no longer motivated. And human brains work in the same way. Your dopamine level determines your level of motivation. And the good news is that studies have proved that exercise instantly and significantly boosts your dopamine level, which means that it will instantly make you feel motivated. If you're wondering how long should you exercise to get that dopamine boost, we'll talk about that in a moment. The second neurotransmitter is serotonin. It's basically the policeman of your brain. It influences your mood, anger, and aggressiveness and helps to keep your brain activity under control. In other words, if you feel anxious and depressed or stressed out, that's probably because your serotonin level is low. And that's why all of the antidepressant pills are focused on increasing your serotonin level, because that's what will get you out of depression and reduces your stress. And guess what again? Studies have shown that exercise have direct influence on your serotonin level, which means that the best cure to depression is to simply exercise. Now, the last neurotransmitter is norepinephrine. It's responsible for your attention. If you're struggling to stay focused, that's more likely because your norepinephrine is low. It works like the other two neurotransmitters we talked about. High levels of it sharpens your attention, and low levels of it makes it hard to focus. Almost all of the drugs affects these neurotransmitters. Cocaine, for example, increases your dopamine level, therefore it makes you feel really great. Imagine if you could increase all of these neurotransmitters at the same time without any drug. That's exactly what exercise is for. That's why the author of the book calls it the magic pill. But that's not the whole story, there is something else. Exercise also boosts your memory and learning abilities, and that's because of the protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF in short. Studies have shown that the part of your brain that's responsible for memory and learning has BDNF. The great part of it is that BDNF gets unleashed when our blood is pumping. It grows your brain cells and increases your learning capacity. In other words, exercise can directly improve your memory. Imagine how your day would be if you could boost your motivation, mood, and attention instantly every single morning, and increase your memory and learning capacity on the top of that. Well, all what you need to do is to start your day with an exercise. But how many hours do you really need to exercise? According to the author of the book, 6 hours in a week is enough. that can keep your neurotransmitters high throughout the day. But it's way much better if you exercise right before studying or working, because at that moment your neurotransmitters are at the highest level and BDNF is just unleashed. That's why you feel energetic, motivated, and inspired after a morning jog. So right before you start working on that project, do yourself a favor and exercise for around 5 to 10 minutes. If you want to know more about the brain and how exercise affects it, then go and check the book Spark. I have left the link in the description of this video. If you have enjoyed this video, then be sure to smash the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.